Today, the house felt completely empty, every corner quiet as if holding its breath, and it was just me and my dear mother at home. She was in her room tidying up the bed while I watched for a moment, noticing the faint trace of sadness on her face. And I thought to myself that I wanted to do something today that could bring a real, warm smile to her, a happiness like the one she had first experienced when my father had made her truly joyful. And after that happiness, a younger sister had come into our lives, bringing even more light to our home. So today, I decided to take her to the small, serene beach near our house, a place not many people visited. A peaceful spot where the gentle waves kissed the shore and the breeze carried a subtle, salty scent that could instantly lift spirits. And when I suggested the idea, she hesitated at first, giving a soft refusal, but after some gentle persuasion and a few smiles, she agreed, and so we set out together. The Friday afternoon quiet, allowing us to enjoy the beach almost entirely to ourselves, and as we approached the gate, a security guard initially stopped us. But recognizing my mother, the guard let us pass, and stepping onto the soft sand, I noticed how the sunlight reflected in her eyes, slowly easing away the lingering shadows of sadness, and we started walking along the shore, the rhythmic crashing of the waves providing a calming soundtrack to our conversation, during which she asked me about my studies and college life. And I shared with her the challenges and little victories, the friends I had made, and the moments that made me feel accomplished. And as we spoke, I could see her interest and concern, her warm smile growing more genuine with every story. And I realized that these simple shared moments were weaving a stronger bond between us, as if the years of routine and distance had faded into the background, leaving only the presence of two people cherishing one another's company. And then I encouraged her to talk about her younger days, the friends she had, the trips she remembered, and little stories of laughter and learning, and she happily indulged me with stories of her youth, occasionally teasing me about the things I did as a child, and I laughed along, feeling a deep sense of connection that I had rarely felt before. And as we continued along the shoreline, I suggested we sit on a small bench, looking out over the endless water, and we shared memories of our family, of past birthdays and holidays. And I spoke of my daily routines and ambitions, and how much I appreciated her guidance and encouragement. And she listened intently, occasionally nodding and laughing softly, her eyes glimmering with pride and care, and I could sense the calm and happiness slowly settling on her face, like a gentle wave washing away any lingering sadness. And after a while we decided to head back walking slowly and enjoying the warmth of the sun beginning to set. And back at home we set the dinner table together, shared our meal with casual conversation, laughter spilling naturally as we talked about the funny little events of the day. And once we finished, we lingered in the living room, sipping tea and flipping through old family photos, each image sparking stories and laughter. And I noticed how her expressions would light up, the small lines around her eyes softening as she recalled cherished memories. And we planned a little family picnic for the upcoming weekend, imagining the joy it would would bring to our younger sister and the little adventures we could have together. And then the evening drew in. And as the house settled into its familiar quiet, we each went to our respective rooms. But I felt restless and decided to take a moment to reflect, pulling out a notebook and pen to capture the moments of the day. Writing down her laughter, the sparkle in her eyes, the way the sunlight had danced on her hair, and the gentle way she had shared her stories with me, feeling that this day was more than ordinary. It was a milestone in our relationship, a day that reminded me that the simplest moments of presence, of conversation, and of mutual care could bring more joy than any grand gesture or material possession ever could. And as I finished my notes, I smiled to myself, realizing that today had strengthened a bond, one built on understanding, respect, and genuine affection. And I thought about how, in the future, such simple shared experiences, be it walks, laughter, or even quiet afternoons together, would continue to create the foundation for happiness in our family. And as night fell, the house wrapped in its calm blanket of darkness, I reflected on the laughter, the shared memories, and the quiet yet profound connection we had nurtured today, feeling a deep gratitude for my mother's presence, her guidance, her care, and the joy of spending uninterrupted time together. And I understood that these moments, though seemingly ordinary, were the true treasures of life. The kind of memories that would stay with me forever, giving me strength and inspiration. And with that comforting thought, I closed my eyes, letting the serenity of the evening and the warmth of family love surround me, knowing that tomorrow we would continue to build these small yet priceless experiences, turning ordinary days into lasting memories filled with affection, laughter, and a deep sense of belonging. And I drifted into sleep with a smile, carrying today's joy in my heart, a day that had transformed a quiet, empty house into a place of warmth, love, and unforgettable family connection, reminding me that true happiness lies in being present, cherishing one another, and savoring every little moment shared with those we love most. And as I breathed deeply, I realized that this was a day that would remain etched in my mind as a perfect example of family, care, and meaningful togetherness, a day when simplicity turned into joy, laughter into memories, and ordinary moments became extraordinary treasures, leaving me with the quiet assurance that the love between mother and son, was not just enduring but growing stronger with each passing day, shaping the very essence of our home and hearts. And as the night embraced the world outside, I felt an inner peace, knowing that this happiness, this connection, would continue to guide our family through all the ordinary and extraordinary days to come.